So this is Friday's paper, January 24th, 2020. Daily Post Athenian. I don't have the poll up yet, but we do need to get the poll up. Think about different names. So what's going on here today? Well, let's open up. I always like to see what's in the middle first because that's always interesting. Open it up, nothing there. All right. So right here. Oh, Dunham's. They got some sale papers in here. Save 10 to 55% off Sunday and Monday specials. And so if you're into exercise and stuff like that, I mean the shoes up here is like for $40, you know, so that's a pretty good deal for running shoes and things. I don't buy bats anymore, but I wonder if they got D Marinis. Those are expensive bats. Well, let's see, what's this? Entertainment Now. Look at that. This is what's on TV, kids. Yeah, when I was a kid, we'd get this, right? You'd see ads being here, but you could look on the day and the time and find out what's on TV. So, like when you're getting off school, what's going to be on TV? You look down through here and you find out, you know what channel it's at, and you can go to it and watch it. But you're used to just looking for it. But this is a way to find stuff you didn't know existed. It's all printed right here. And it's every day of the week, Monday evening, all that stuff. And they got a word search game here, so you can play that. So that's one thing. CVS Pharmacy, they got a big thing here. Bunch of stuff in here for sale. You can get vitamins. Ooh, look at that. End of the season clearance blowout. Up to 80% off. Boom! Alright, front page above the fold. I like how they tease things here. Inglewood sweeps gold bracket. And that's in B1. B being the section of the paper, which is that one being the first page. I'm teaching you how to read the paper. This is valuable information. Museum Matters, wood carving, A10. A being the first section of the paper, 10 being the page. So you can go straight to it. So above the fold is Giving Insight. Lectures focus on Black History Month. Remember we talked about this in the Wednesday edition, but now it's above the fold again. An upcoming lecture series by E.G. Fisher Public Library will encompass 2 upcoming commemorations. The library will present the 6th annual Professor W.E. Nash and Principal E. Harper Johnson Lecture Series beginning Tuesday, February 4th at 12 p.m. Along with February being Black History Month, this year marks the 100th celebration of the passage of the 19th Amendment. And 100 years, that's not that long ago. I got an aunt who just turned 100. That's one person ago. One person ago, we just passed the 19th Amendment. I mean, we made a lot of progress since then in that one person time frame, but still, it just breaks my heart. Do you know I'm the first generation? My generation is the first generation to go to school without segregation. That's how close this has been. This is why I know a lot of people are like, oh, we don't have a Black History Month. Well, shut up, dummy. This is important stuff. You know, if you went to these lectures, you'd probably learn a thing or two. Let's see. We are taking a focus toward African American women and their contribution toward the right to vote. 100 years since 19th Amendment, women getting the right to vote, and they're taking a contribution toward that. So it's going to be a good focus on that. It's a great way to celebrate local Black heroes. Sid Brady, the Books and Beans Book Club is dedicated toward African American women's right to vote. It had extra layers, and it's fascinating to me. Local community advocate Wayne Williams, who is an organizer in the series, credits Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s quote, "People fail to get along because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. They don't know each other because they have not communicated with each other." As a way as to why this series is so important, once a week there will be a program provided to give insight to the African American community, lifestyle, and culture, Williams said. It's good for the whole community. Over the years, we have had a series about African American church worship, folk songs, and African American food. This will be a good series. So if you got time, I'm working, or otherwise Katie, she's the director, she's my friend. I would so be there. I'm working. Also above the fold, Athens chief warns that the drug danger is growing. So the police chief is telling us that the drug danger is growing, and I think we all know that. Why is that? I don't know. There's a lot of socioeconomic reasons to why that may be. Athens Area Chamber of Commerce is having a banquet The 74th Athens Area Chamber of Commerce meeting will be held at the barn at Faith Farms this year on February 6th at 6:30 p.m. Awards will be given out at the event. So there's going to be awards given out, including Man of the Year, Mother of the Year, Young Man of the Year, Business Professional Woman of the Year, Farmer of the Year, and Teacher of the Year. So those are going to be taking place there. You can go to that. I'm trying to see here real quick for tickets. Oh, here you go. It's real special, and the whole community comes together. Chamber President Rob Preston said. Tickets can be purchased for $40 at the Chamber of Commerce by anyone interested in attending. So if you want to go down to the Chamber of Commerce, get your ticket, see Julie and them. She'll sell you a ticket for $40. There you go. Let's see. Fleischman discusses workforce development and the 19th Amendment. So Dewey Morgan, the editor, has this article here about Fleischman. He's the representative of Tennessee and the issues of workforce development. Let's see, I'm going to scan this real quick. In a recent interview with the Daily Post Athenian, Fleischman said workforce development is an issue he has sought to promote since around the beginning of his third term in office. I sat around with my leadership team and we said, what issue could we pick and run with? And we said workforce development. Fleischman said we chose McMinn County first to kick it off. Let's see, what do we need more of that? Fleischman said he has enjoyed working with both Republicans and Democrats as well as members of both House of Representatives and the Senate on the issue. We need more of that in America. Yeah, well, we do need more of that, but you guys are more like the WWE than actual government at work, so I'm just going to leave that alone. NIOTA is unveiling the 19th Amendment mural. So those of you who don't know, the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote, was the deciding vote was cast by a guy from NIOTA, and his name is escaping me, so I'm scanning this. Oh, Harry Byrne. He got a letter from his mother. Harry T. Byrne got a letter from his mother, and he was confirmed to vote against the 19th Amendment, but he got that letter from his mom, and he walked into cast his vote and cast it, and thus the 19th Amendment became law. It became an amendment to the Constitution, and women got the right to vote. All because of a guy up here in Tennessee. It's true. So there's more briefs. Some public meetings going on. That's not that interesting to me. The police reports. That might be fun to read the police reports. Oh, look. We got two people on the opinion page. One is The Price of Prescription Drugs by Dr. Shelley Griffith. He's a friend. So let's see what Shelley's got. We'll scan that real quick. A group of friends were discussing the state of things this week when the topic turned to the high cost of prescription drugs, a rather touchy subject, especially in an election year. I, being a non-opinionated type that I am, couldn't resist chiming in. There are tons of websites with data on any aspect of the price of controls of drugs. Open Secret is one interesting site. That's the Kaiser Family Foundation. Oh, that Kaiser family. I know a lot about them. If you want to go in depth, he says something about Googling it. Today's column is the first in a two-part series. Always got another one. Look at the complex nature of the cost of medications, who profits from them, and the insurance industry response to covering cost of healthcare. For starters, the pharmaceutical industry ponies up to some $26.9 billion a year in ads on various platforms. Yeah, I don't like that they do that. Let's get down. Lobbyists for Big Pharma, as it's so called, can easily spend $50,000 monthly getting Congress to vote for certain companies and items. I agree with that. Does that tell you anything about the health care in our fair land? Yeah, it's bought and paid for. All right, but it's bought and paid for, but it's not benefiting you. You're having to buy and pay for it all over again. It's just dumb. Just fun, I looked up what folks who sit on the big hill get from drug companies. The contributions are a 50-50 split between the two major parties. Some $15 million have already been spent in the year 2020 election cycle. So $15 million already spent by drug companies. So let's go on down. The top 5 generic terms of cost are, that's a whole one, big words. Let's see, Viagra, Cymbalta, Tamiflu, Prilosec, Liptor. These costs vary between $280 to $121 per month supply. So that's what that is. Those are the top 5 drug prescriptions in the United States. So he's got to follow up on it. He said next week we'll continue to examine the drug industry managers, the insurance industry's coverage, and non-coverage of healthcare costs, some practical advice for controlling our individual costs. Until then, remember, the very pharmaceutical company I have heard was in 15 seconds. The very first pharmaceutical company I ever heard was 15 seconds of product and 45 seconds of side effects. So I know that cannot be good for you. That's a quote from Al Jurgensen. And that's true. My doctor says something about putting me on a medication. I'm like, are you crazy? To march or not to march? Whitney Campbell Cole. So the March for Life is coming up. And that is the question. It's been 3 years since my girlfriends and I joined the more than 500,000 others on the mall. Oh, the Women's National March, not the March for Life. She's talking about the Women's National March. We left a day early so we could drive and park in D.C. before the streets closed. The ride north was giddy and exciting affair. We talked about our work and our lives and shared stories about the fur babies and our children and made lots of coffee stops. As we got closer to D.C., we listened to the inauguration of Donald Trump on the radio and speculated what the turnout for the march would be. I don't think we expected 500,000. We also wondered what about potential violence. Would there be any angry mobs marching alongside us? We certainly didn't expect the radically warm and celebratory environment we found. The pictures I took of that day marching on Pennsylvania Avenue still radiate with energy and joy we felt, finding common purpose with so many people. Let's see. I'm going to skip down. But 3 years after the Women's March, I'm finding that the local action is equally, if not more important. 3 years after the Women's March, I'm still galvanized, still optimistic, but I'm also intentional about where I plant my feet. I'm coming to believe that the most important activism we can render is our everyday lives, alongside the people with whom we share the same sunrise and sunset. I like that, Whitney. I like that. If we live as if we're making our plans for here about here, as Joe Carson says, the scope of the work before us becomes even more tangible and the consequences of our actions even more immediate. I agree with this. If you want to be involved with a cause, be involved with a cause where you're at. Make a difference where you're at. You can go be part of some big march and TV. I was there at this event, and then come home and but if you just come home and live your life like normal, well, did you really affect anything? No. What she's talking about is making real effect. On the days when national headlines make me want to take to the streets in loud protests, I remember that now is the season for local activism. We can march for women on Pennsylvania Avenue, and we can support women in our community to run for office and diversify both county commission and city council. We can march for common sense gun reform, and we can start direct, persistent conversations with Representative Mark Cochran and Senator Mike Bell. We can march for climate justice, and we can organize our schools, churches, and organizations around common sense energy use and waste policies. We can march against racism and bigotry, and also say something when our friends forget themselves. We can march for economic justice and cultivate a fidelity to local community when our taxes stay local. The national headlines will continue to galvanize us toward a national response, but I want my children to see me put my best foot forward here for here. Kudos to you, Whitney. I've met her a couple of times. I really like her. I've enjoyed her a lot. The We Ask section. So every week on Facebook they have a We Ask section, and then they print it in the paper. So here, do you like President Trump's tendency to announce major foreign domestic policies on Twitter? And then they go again. Do you think it's a direct way to speak to him and the American people, or is it a haphazard method of communication that causes problems? Just ask a question. All right, you don't have to ask like 5 questions. Just ask a question. That way you get a response. You ask like 5 questions, EPA. I don't understand that. I remember I was asked this question. I was like, I wonder if I'm in here. Did I respond to this? Thought I did. I think it's just like the new fireside chat. That's just me. Tim Hughes, though, he says he got on Twitter just so I could get information directly from the POTUS without it being filtered by any media, left or right. I can read his tweets and decide for myself what I think about them. That's a good point. Well, you may not like them, but you can read them and decide what you think about them. Oh, religion. Yeah, on Fridays they have a religion section. Let's see. Jack Scallions. Wow, Jack, you wrote a lot. Let's see. I'm not a newcomer to the Christian School movement, 41 years ago, Fairview Baptist Church. So he's talking about Christian schools there. Does education equip doctorate skills? I have to go over this and see what I think about it. Tim Hughes, he's talking about reprogramming your computer. And if I know what I think he's going to go with, he's talking about your brain housing group. Coming of age in the computer era, I have worked with and owned various personal computers and laptops. I started on that one that took up half a desk, needed a 5-inch floppy. I remember that. Let's see. Oh, the one thing I noticed about a computer is the old adage, garbage in, garbage out. It doesn't matter how expensive or exotic your computer have. If you don't program it correctly, it will not function as you want. The same holds true with your mind. That's true. And so he's got this entire article about that. So that would be good. Let's see. These people are local. Oh yeah. Stephen Croft, the senior pastor of Boyd Memorial First Church of God in Athens. He's got an article in here. Woe will come to those who conform to the world. Let's see. Never have these words of the Apostle Paul been more needful than today. Beloved, we are living in a time of great compromise, and verily, we are in the final portion of the last days. I don't know if I believe that assessment that we're in the final portion, because remember the people of Paul's day, they were teaching the same thing. That's actually in the Bible. This generation will not pass, is what it says before this is over. Well, they've passed several times over. So I'd be interested to hear what that comment is. Meigs County resident earns beef heifer scholarship. See, Ashley Emery, second from left from Meigs County, received second place in the junior high division of the TCA Farm Credit Mid-America Youth Beef Heifer Initiative Scholarship. Good for you. Oh, McMinn, Meigs County's churches. There's a lot of churches in here. Let's see, Community Life, Museum Matters, Wood Sculpture demonstration next Saturday. Shown here is a vessel form wood sculpture called Lotus by Brad Sells, which is currently on display at the McMinn County. I've seen this, and this isn't, I wish it was color, it'd be a more beautiful picture. It is a beautiful piece of wood. See, Brad Sells, a local wood sculptor, will give a demonstration entitled The Story Behind the Tree at the McMinn County Living Heritage Museum on Saturday, February 1st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. His work will remain on display at the museum through February 28th. So there, if you can't make it because you got to work or something, to the demonstration and watch him do it, his work's going to be there, so you can come by and look at it. Here's local residents will have a chance early next month to get assistance training their dogs while helping the Humane Society. On February 1st, the Capable Canine is hosting a benefit for the McMinn Regional Humane Society from 1 to 2 p.m. at Eureka Trail. So there you go. You can go learn to walk your dog and help out the Humane Society at the same time, which is a good thing. November Elks Teen of the Month. So the Elks have some teens in here that they want to highlight. They think they did a good job. So talk about them in there. Tennessee Wesleyan University is launching a new graduate program. It's a Master of Arts in Teaching degree. So there you go. You don't have to go out of town to get that now. It's right here. And don't forget, the Golden Anniversary Club, 50 wonderful years, so you can fill that out. Be in there. So that's Section A. Section B, sports. Inglewood's Molly Massengill battles for a rebound in the McMinn County Elementary Basketball Tournament Gold Bracket Championship game on Thursday at McMinn Central High School. Massengill was named the tournament's most valuable player, leading the Lady Rams with 18 points in their 47-19 win over Mountain View. Way to go, Miss Massengill. I'm not a big sports fan. Maybe if I start reading this more often, I'll get into it. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. Former Lady Tiger Rogers named preseason All SEC. UT pitcher Ashley Rogers has been named to the preseason All-SEC softball team. Rogers is a graduate of Fairview Christian and played at Meigs County High School. I got a soft spot for girls softball. My daughter was one. Played. She now does roller derby. I'll just read one Dear Abby this time because they're fun. Let's see. Oh, here's another angry wife. Dear Abby, I've been married 37 years. During that time, my husband has cheated on me and fathered several children. As we've grown older, I've begun to think about final arrangements. If he dies, would I be wrong or not giving him a funeral or memorial service or having one for his sisters and brothers? I feel it would be disrespectful to me if the children that resulted from his affairs and possibly their mothers were there. Although my daughters love their father, I believe they would support my desires. Angry wife in Georgia. Dear angry wife, you are under no obligation to have a funeral or memorial service for your cheating husband. If his sisters, brothers, mistresses, and their children would like to give him one, they can assume the responsibility. If you still feel that way, you do today after his demise, you, your daughters, and some close friends of yours can go out for a nice lunch or dinner and acknowledge his occasion. P.S. Devil's food cake makes a great dessert. It would be appropriate. I'm going to tell you what I told a Dear Abby person the other day. This is your fault, lady, angry wife. The only one you should be angry at is you. All right, you stayed. You can divorce. You can get child support. You can do all sorts of stuff. Plenty of women do it. You could have done it. You should have done it. And you wouldn't have to be worried about this. All right, well, there's the classifieds. And I don't feel like going through those right now. But there you go. Scott reads the DPA. Friday, January 24th, 2020. Thank you.